Hello learners, I Dr. Niradhar, faculty members, School of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University, welcome you all to this video program. Today we are going to discuss one of the very important topic, that is interrelationships between and among the disciplines. So friends, this video program, as you know, is the part of the online course, that is understanding disciplines and subjects. The course code is BES 125, which is one of the core courses of IGNOU B.Ed program. So in this program, we will discuss about how the disciplines are interrelated with each other within the discipline and among the discipline. In the earlier program, we have discussed about the perspectives of a discipline, philosophical perspective, socio-political perspective, as well as historical perspective, and further keeping in consideration of the perspectives of a discipline, its formation, its emergence, its constitution, or you can say the evolve of a discipline. So here we are going to discuss that how different disciplines are interlinked, associated, correlated with each other. So now we are in the third week. As you know that this online course, this online MOOC, that is understanding disciplines and subject, is designed in 8 different weeks, starting from week 1 to week 8, and in 6 different modules. So at present we are in the third week and second module. We are just discussing the second module. Second module is the title of second module is Perspectives of Disciplinary Knowledge. And in this module, two video programs have been included. First is the context and perspectives of discipline, which is we discussed earlier in our earlier video programs. And here in this program, we will discuss interrelationship between and among the disciplines. So this is included in the third week and module 2. So friends, the learning objectives of this program, that is after going through these videos, after going through the content point which is addressed in this video program, you will be able to establish the interrelationships between the disciplines of social science. You will be able to find out the interrelationships of language with other disciplines. You will be able to establish interrelationships between physics and mathematics. At the same time, you will be able to establish interrelationships between biology and chemistry. So friends, I was talking earlier that every discipline you will find that there is a type of connection, there is a type of linking, there is a type of interrelationship between disciplines, within the discipline and among the disciplines. So here the first learning outcomes, that is when we engage ourselves as a learner, when you engage yourself for understanding different content point, different deliberations, different discourses of different concept of social science, you will find that how within and among the discipline of different discipline of social sciences, that is related with each other, interrelated with each other. And further, you will also engage yourself in understanding the interrelationships of language with other disciplines, means how language works for other disciplines, for understanding other disciplines, how language helps to understand science, how language helps for understanding social science, how language helps for understanding better mathematics. At the same time, how language helps for understanding different languages also. So that is also one of the key point, one of the learning outcome of this video program. Then further, physics with mathematics. So these are two you can say different discipline, but you can say that they are independent. They are not independent. You will find that both the disciplines are dependent upon each other. They are not the isolated disciplines. So that also we will discuss, and further we will discuss about the interrelationship between biology and chemistry. Okay, so how chemistry helps for better understanding the concept of biology, that is also another concept of this video program. Let us go forward. So friends, first we will try to discuss about the interrelationships within the disciplines of social science. So here I am saying that within the discipline of social science, let social science is the broad discipline. Under the broad discipline of social science, the parent discipline of social science, you will find that many sub-disciplines are there. So what are those sub-disciplines? Just like the commonly disciplines and subjects that are being used in the school system, in the school education system, you can take the example of the sub-discipline of social science, just like history, economics, political science, geography. You will find that these are the core subjects that are being practiced in the school education system. At the same time, in higher education system also, so far as the broad discipline of social science is concerned. So friends, you ask yourself that when you are engaging yourself in studying history, in studying different chapters, different units, different content point, different ideas, different themes which is included in history curriculum, whether it is possible that without you can say knowing the concept of economics, avoiding the concept of political science, without using the concept of geography, how can you understand the subject or the discipline of history better? Because you can take the example of, you are studying about Mughal period, you are studying about the things which has happened during the British period, the history of you can say the modern history, the history of the British period. Okay, so you can say the education system during the British period. So friends, when we talk about the history of Mughal period or any other civilization, you can take the example. So here you will find that when we engage yourself, when you involve yourself for acquiring knowledge, for understanding better a civilization and a period in the history, a time period in the history, then definitely you can correlate it with the economics. That means the type of trade and commerce that was being practiced at that time. You can say the type of business, that the people were doing at that time. Okay, and regarding the currency, regarding the system of crops exchange, so how they are doing the exchange of crops. Okay, so that's why friends, when we talk about history, definitely it is linked with the economics. That means the history of a civilization, history of a time period, that also give you enough knowledge about the economic practices, about the trade, about the commerce, about the currency, okay, about the exchange system. At the same time, when we talk about history, it also involves the knowledge of geography, okay, about the physical, you can say the physical system, about the physical position, the situation of the country, the boundary, okay, the physical position. At the same time, the political science also. What type of government, what type of political system was prevailing at that time, okay, how administration was going on at that time. So when we talk about Mughal period, then political science, so what type of governance that were practiced during the Mughal period. Okay, so how the people were getting different facilities and in how the people were getting their rights. Okay, so friends, here I am just giving example of four different disciplines: history, economics, geography, and political science. This is within the broad discipline of social science. So history cannot be taught, cannot be studied, cannot be learned independently. Rather, history is very much depends upon economics, the knowledge of economics, the knowledge of geography, the knowledge of political science. It is therefore, you see, if I will give you the example of NCERT 2005, National Curriculum Framework 2005, at the same time NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, you will find that for developing a type of academic culture, a type of multidisciplinary academic culture, that care has been taken. You will find that recommendations are given in NCERT 2005 as well as in National Education Policy 2020 that how to establish a better link among the disciplines and within the disciplines. Okay. So, how to practice the multidisciplinary approach. So, when we talk about teaching learning process, when we talk about pedagogy, the pedagogy that we use to teach the students, pedagogy that learners use to learn certain aspects, certain things, certain content. So, they also use it, they learn and they practice inter and multidisciplinarity. Okay. So, that is why here when we talk about the sub-discipline of the broad discipline of social science, that is history, economics, geography and political science, you will find that these disciplines are interrelated with each other. A discipline, one discipline helps others. Okay. History helps economics, at the same time the discipline, the knowledge of the discipline of economics, that also equally help to gather knowledge in geography, to construct knowledge in political science. Political science is also equally help for history, for geography, for economics. Okay. Geography is also equally uses the knowledge of history, knowledge of political science, at the same time knowledge of economics. So, that is why these four disciplines are interrelated with each other, interlinked with each other, associated with each other. One discipline uses the knowledge, the practices, the experiences, the observations of other discipline. Further, we can also talk about that interrelationships among social science with other disciplines. So, first we discussed about within the discipline, within the broad discipline of social science, how different subjects or the sub-disciplines are related with each other. And here further we are going to discuss that you can say among the disciplines, how the discipline of social science that also helps to understand other discipline, or the knowledge of one discipline, how it helps to understand other discipline. Just like here you see the four different disciplines, that is language, social science, mathematics and science. You will find that as a teacher, let you are a teacher of social science. So, what you are doing when you are teaching social science, maybe history, economics, political science, geography. So, what you are doing many a time, you are also using the knowledge of mathematics. You are also using the knowledge of language. Without the knowledge of language, without the use of language, you will find that no discipline is complete. You can't acquire, you can't gather total knowledge without the knowledge of language. So, that is why give me one example in social science when you are engaging yourself for solving certain economic problems, economic problems. So, what you are doing? We are using the concept, you are using the knowledge of mathematics, you are using the concept of mathematics, you are using the equation of mathematics. And further, when we talk about science and mathematics, you will find that these two disciplines are highly linked with each other, highly interrelated with each other. For solving many science related problems, you will find that you are using mathematical formulas. You can take the example of physics, For solving the problems of physics, so what you are doing, you are using mathematical formulas, mathematical equations, mathematical laws. So, that is why friend, the subjects are interrelated, not within, rather among. So, this is the right multidisciplinary approach, that when we are teaching language, at the same time we feel the essence of the knowledge of social science, we feel the essence of the knowledge of mathematics and sciences. And when we teach students social science, we also feel the knowledge, we also use knowledge of languages, knowledge of science, at the same time knowledge of mathematics. So, that is why these disciplines are related with interrelationships of these disciplines are within and among. Further, we can discuss about the interrelationships of language with other disciplines. Okay, language with other disciplines. So, here you see, as per NCTE regulations 2014, okay, teacher education regulations 2014, which is developed by National Council for Teacher Education, NCTE in 2014, you will find that certain new concepts, certain new courses that has been introduced, okay, just like one new concept, one new course, that is language across the curriculum, how language acts, how language functions, how language works, the role of language for understanding across the discipline, for understanding all subjects, you can say. That means for better understanding of historical knowledge, for better understanding about the concept of history, definitely there is the role of language. So language works across the curriculum. For understanding the knowledge of physical education, you will find that there is the role of language. You will find that certain new terms, certain new concepts, certain new ideas which is used in the discipline of physical science, in the discipline of history, in the discipline of economics, in the discipline of mathematics, is something different. Okay, the mathematical terminologies, the mathematical ideas, concept is somehow different from physical education. The concept of science, the terms that we use in science, that is somehow different from a discipline of language, that is somehow different from a discipline of history, that is somehow different from a discipline of geography. So friends, here I can give you the example that in geography we use certain terms just like equator, just like longitude, just like latitude. So here you will find that these terms are highly used in other disciplines, are not popularly used in other disciplines. These terms are highly used in the discipline of geography. And when I talk about mathematics, you will find that, let the example, that is the permutation, combination, equation. So such type of terms are highly used in mathematics. So friends, every discipline is having its distinctive features, every subject is having its unique practices. It uses a type of knowledge base, it uses you can say a distinctive terminologies, a distinctive epistemological base, okay, etymological, certain unique features, certain unique terms, unique ideas they use, and that is only possible to understand when you have good knowledge about language. So that's why friend, language work across the curriculum. So for establishing a link with language, then we can say that there is a positive link with language and other disciplines. So that's why language works across the discipline. Language is not meant only for developing knowledge about the language. That is, we use language, the knowledge of language, different skills of language for understanding historical knowledge, for understanding knowledge in economics, for understanding mathematical knowledge, for understanding scientific knowledge, for understanding knowledge in geography, and for understanding knowledge in physical education, at the same time knowledge in yoga and other disciplines also. Further, we talk about interrelations between physics and mathematics. So here also we can say that physics, the discipline of physics and mathematics are also interrelated with each other. It is often called that language of physics is the mathematics. If you are a science student, if you have studied science, if you have studied physics, you must have experienced that physics is more or less related with certain equations, certain formulas, certain solution of mathematical problems. Okay, so here what you are doing for understanding better physics, you are using the concept of mathematics, you are using the formula of mathematics, you are using different equations for solving problems of physics. So that's why it is rightly said that physics, it is called as mathematics is the language of the physics. Then further we can say without mathematics no physics related problem in physics can be solved. For example, to measure objects, to measure distance, and to show relationship between different functions and properties in physics, knowledge of arithmetic, algebra and advanced mathematics can be used. So friends, for solving any problem in physics, okay, may be related to object, may be related to distance, may be related to any aspect. So, what we are doing, we are using the arithmetic principles, we are using the principle of algebra, and we are also using the advanced mathematical principles. So, these are related with mathematics. So, that is why friends, when you are as a teacher, when you are teaching the students physics, so without the knowledge of mathematics, the study of physics is not fulfilled. At the same time, when you are teaching mathematics, at the same time, the principle of science, the principle of logic, the principle of reasoning, inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning, that is also you are using. Further, we can say that learning physics can be made easy, simple and interesting with the application of mathematical knowledge. As a student, as a teacher, if you are well versed, well acquainted with the mathematical knowledge, with the mathematical principles, then you can be a good physics teacher, because you can able to solve many physical problems. So, that is why we can say for understanding the concept of physics and mathematics, then we can say that both these disciplines are interrelated with each other. Let us go forward. So, when we talk about another two disciplines, just like to establish the interrelationships, let the disciplines are biology and chemistry. So, you can say that the discipline of biology and the discipline of chemistry are also interlinked, are interrelated with each other, associated with each other. Okay. So, just like the knowledge base of biochemistry has been generated from the discipline of biology and chemistry. So, when we talk about biochemistry, bio and chemistry, so it included two disciplines, you can say, that is biology and chemistry. So, biochemistry is also a discipline, is a new discipline. So, biochemistry addresses the issues of biology as well as the issues of chemistry. Okay. So, this is, you can say, the discipline, the independent discipline of biology and the independent discipline of chemistry. When it is mixed, when it works for each other, then a new discipline that has emerged, that is the biochemistry. So, that is why you can say biology and chemistry is interlinked, is interrelated with each other. Then further we can say that the discipline of biochemistry explains how chemical relations are effectively used to understand the complexity of the content of biology. Okay. So, for understanding biology, it is more or less to understand the chemical reactions, the chemical functions, how it works within the body, how it works within in the discipline of biology. Further, we can say that biochemistry also explores the chemical processes involved in living organism. So, biochemistry, it works for understanding the chemical processes which is going on in the living organism. Okay. The chemical processes, the secretion of the biles, how we digest our food. Okay. So, that is why the functions which is going on inside our body, the chemical functions. So, you can say that that is possible only when you have a better knowledge in chemistry. Okay. So, that is why here the discipline of chemistry is related with biology. Then further, the biochemists understand and solve the biological problems using chemical knowledge and techniques. So, the biochemists, what they are doing, they use the chemical knowledge, okay, for understanding the biological problems. So, friends, we can say that biology and chemistry are interlinked with each other. Further, we can say that in biology, botany and zoology, that is also interlinked with each other. Botany with zoology is interlinked with each other. Then botany with chemistry is also interlinked with each other. So, friends, today in this video program, we discussed about interrelationships among and between the discipline. We discussed about the relationships in the discipline, in the broad discipline of social science among different sub-disciplines, just like history, economics, political science and geography, and further how the discipline of social science is related among the disciplines, that is with languages, with science, with mathematics. Then further we discuss about that how you can say this different science disciplines, just like how physics is interlinked, interrelated with mathematics. Then further we discussed about how biology, how chemistry works for biology, and how a discipline has been emerged by using the body of knowledge, by using the knowledge base of biology and chemistry, that is biochemistry. So that's why friend, in NCERT 2005 as well as in NEP 2020, the fundamental principles that has been addressed, that is to make our academic culture, our institution, our curriculum multidisciplinary. So from here we are getting a sense that no discipline is independent, rather you can say every discipline is dependent with each other. So that's why to be a good teacher, to be an effective teacher, you are supposed to know the concept of every discipline, so that you can better use the concept of one discipline when you are teaching other discipline. So friends, for further queries you can write to me niradhar@ignou.ac.in. You can also make me a telephone call 01129572994. You can also visit my Facebook page. You can also visit my YouTube channel at the same time. You can also visit my Twitter account. So you will get many more resources and video programs relating to your course. Thank you.